What's good, YouTube? This your boy HoodFacts TV, and I'm back with another video. Y'all know my motto, I'm not about to hold y'all up. Before we get into the intro and before we get into this video, I just want to send a thank you to everybody that helped me hit that 2,500 mark, man. It's been a long 4 years. It's been a long journey. It's been a long ride. I appreciate everybody that stayed down with me. I appreciate everybody that's tuning into the channel. And yes, we finally hit that 300K mark, the views, 300K views. We finally hit that. You dig what I'm saying? So I really appreciate everybody that's, even if you haven't subscribed, I appreciate you watching the video from the beginning to the end. It really means a lot to me, man. We're on our way to hit that 400K views. You dig what I'm saying? Then 500K views. Then after the 500K views, we're going to try to hit that million. You dig what I'm saying? We're just going to keep grinding. We're going to keep giving out good content. We're going to keep reacting to these videos. We're going to keep giving real thoughts. You dig what I'm saying? And yeah, we're about to get into this video, but before we get into this video, let me just go ahead and throw into my intro, man. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell for yourself so you can get notified when I drop more bangers like this one. Get in them comments, let me know you guys' thoughts. Y'all know I respond to almost every comment, especially the positive ones and sometimes the negative ones if I'm bored. Smash that like button, man. Help your boy get into that algorithm, man. Let's try to get this to 50, 60 likes. You know I don't ask for much, man. But we about to get into this video. That was a tongue twister. I really said a lot, but I got through it. You dig what I'm saying? It's no script. We're not writing none of this stuff. We definitely speaking from the heart. All right, so let's get into this video, man. We got K Flock, the biggest crash out. Shout out to Trap Raw, man. You already know how he give it up, man. He's always dropping these documentaries, you know, getting he's always doing his due diligence of trying to get the right type of content to put out there. Sometimes he be missing, man. Sometimes he just be throwing stuff out there, you know what I'm saying? Clickbait, you know what I'm saying? I haven't seen this one yet, but this is about the drill rap in New York City. It came and it went fast, man. They crashed out. A whole lot of them crashed out real fast, like, you know what I'm saying? But we about to get into this documentary and see what they talking about, man. So let's go ahead and get into it.
And making music that gave the world a glimpse into the dangerous gang lifestyles of the rappers living there. For a period of time, the borough of Brooklyn was New York's drill capital, but that changed in 2021 with the rise of Bronx drill, with rappers like K Flock and Dougie B from the Bronx, who had been making music since 2020, beginning to see mainstream success. In 2021, K Flock, Dougie B and B Love dropped Brotherly Love, which blew up. This track put the spotlight on this emerging trio of drillers cooking up.
Honestly, I wasn't really into the New York drill. Only drill I really was listening to was from New York was 22 G's and Pop Smoke and the Fabio Foreigns. You know what I'm saying? I might listen to JD. I think that's what his name is. JD. He used to be with Fabio Foreign before Fabio blew up. But I really like K Flock and their little wave. I really wasn't listening to their wave like that. I mean, they some good artists, but I really wasn't into their wave.
Street music in the Bronx, and they began carrying the torch for the New York drill scene. K Flock followed up that success with an even bigger hit when he dropped his song Is You Ready, the hyper-aggressive drill anthem, which is arguably one of the most energizing drill songs ever to be made. K Flock shouted his way through the song with the energy of a drill sergeant of drills over a booming beat that guaranteed to make the striker shake. But the song being a drill anthem meant that it of course included pointed disses towards his rivals in the Bronx too. But K Flock's connection to these particular ops would gain a lot of attention, because K Flock and his friends are from Side, a hood around East 187th Street with a set in the area known as 700 DOA. Rah Gz, who was not only K Flock's op but also his cousin, hails from an infamous New York project building called the River Park Towers, or RPT, with a notorious gang coming out of that block called the YGs, hence the name Rah Gz. Rah would become a popping Bronx drill rapper in his own right off the back of his massive song Caution. This high energy anthem, one of my favourite songs out of the Bronx drill scenes, put Rah on the map too, and once these two beefing cousins blew up,
one of the things students love about culinary school online with Escalating is the toolkit. Our students
they would find themselves in a bitter feud in the streets with their friends on respective sides of the war actively sliding and trying to kill each other, all while they were making music about it. Now, if you want an even more detailed breakdown of this situation, you can go and watch my full documentary Murder in a Montclair for the whole background. But for now, let me give you a quick recap, because on the track Is You Ready, K Flock raps I could do shh like Ice did to Sonny, a reference to Ice who kidnapped his nephew Sonny in the movie Paid in Full.
I could do like Ice did to Sonny.
With K Flock basically saying that he doesn't care if they're family, he will still slide on his cousin. The two cousins' feud would become a staple mark of this new drill.
Yo, it's bad when you willing to kill your cousin. over a gang. Like, it's not that deep. It's not that serious, man. Like, bro, like, y'all not going to family functions together? Like, what? Y'all not really cousins, because I'm gonna see my cousins at the family functions, like, for sure. We gonna pop a bottle, we gonna smoke, we gonna laugh, we gonna talk. Like, I don't know what this new generation is on. Like, this new generation is retarded, like, dumb, just stupid, like, literally.
Scene as fascinated fans would flock to the scene to learn more about this deadly family feud. The beef between D-Thang's YGs and K-Flock's DOA crew had been running for years by this point and had already gotten deadly. One of the earliest incidents of serious violence between these two groups occurred on the 7th of April 2020, when a YG's member named Wu Lottie, real name Glenn Cole, was walking in Sugar Hill with other YGs, ultimately being caught by enemies around 1 AM. When a car full of another set of rivals beefing with the YGs, the OGs, pulled up, chasing Wu Lottie and his friends with broomsticks, trash cans and knives. Lottie would trip over and the gang set upon him furiously. He would be left with stab wounds to his torso and thigh, later dying in a Harlem hospital.
Investigation underway in Harlem after a man was stabbed to death. It happened just before 1 this morning.
Yo, could you imagine how he was feeling trying to run away from them boys, man? Like, you literally running for your life, bro. Like, that's what's so crazy about it. Like, y'all don't have no remorse. Like, 15 of y'all, 10 of y'all, 6 of y'all, no matter how many of y'all still gonna stab him. Like, y'all could have beat him up to the point where he probably didn't never even want to get in the game no more or get out the game. But y'all rather just take his life, huh? Crazy.
Morning on West 154th Street and St. Nicholas Avenue. Authorities say officers found the man with multiple stab wounds to his torso and legs. His identity yet to be released, and no arrests have been made.
2 people were initially arrested, a 28-year-old and a 16-year-old. The man was William Hopetoun, quickly identified by police after renting the zip car used in the crime in his name, with cops later arresting a total of 5 people in connection to the crime. During this period, K-Flock was a menace in the streets, regularly spinning his various ops blocks on IG Live, pulling up to their buildings and trying to draw out the ops for a shootout.
Come outside, we in front of our building. Look, we in front of our building. I wish when y'all over here, we just shot one of y'all face, we never went love. He live in this building, y'all. I feel like a warrior. Bro, I'm not going like no ops. What am I, mom? Making a movie on live. If I gotta die, what am I, that means? Like, well, I'm on a block, Tolo. I'm on a block. I'm on a block. Things would truly heat up in the streets between DOA and the YGs in 2020 and 2021, when a bloody back and forth took place that saw numerous young men losing their lives on both sides. On September the 10th, 2020, 17-year-old named Kether Wirtz, aka K-Dub or Dubski, was walking on the street in Hoe Avenue in Crotona when he was confronted by 2 masked gunmen. He tried to run but tripped and was shot multiple times, later passing away in hospital.
Loved ones lit candles and shared stories of 17-year-old Kether Wirtz.
He was a cool dude.
But don't really even make it out of high school yet. Like, no chance of really seeing life. Nothing. Like, y'all just terrible. Y'all don't care. Y'all just like, it's just sad, bro. Like, 17. When I was 17, I was out there doing crazy stuff, but I wasn't thinking about going to whack nobody. I wasn't worried about getting whacked. I think I still was playing street football and basketball, and you know what I'm saying? I just really start getting into smashing like around 17. Like, I think I got my when I was like 16. So that really wasn't even on my agenda neither. I was still a kid. Like, y'all grew up fast. Like, y'all growing up way too fast, man. Y'all need to slow down, pump y'all brakes, and put a 5-year plan and some goals and get to them goals. Cause 17, you was a baby. You're not even legal to go buy nothing out of the store. You can't even buy cigarettes, tobacco. You can't buy liquor. 17.
Always laughing. He never bothered nobody unless he had to.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He was just a chill guy.
The whole crime was caught on camera, but it's far too violent to show you on YouTube.
Surveillance video shows the moments leading up to his death on Hoe Avenue in Crotona. One of the suspects was also seen shortly after walking on Southern Boulevard. A motive is still unclear. Take a good look at this video. Police are hoping someone recognizes the 2 men.
The cops would later make an arrest, with later unconfirmed speculation circulating that the killer was indeed from Sevside. However, only days later, there would be another killing seemingly carried out by YG's affiliates. On September the the 12th, 2020, 23-year-old Christopher Pagan, aka Yellow, was in a parked car at Jackson Houses on Park Avenue near East 158th Street in Melrose when a gunman approached and opened fire. One man was shot and survived. However, Yellow was hit once in the head and once in the shoulder, leaving him dead at the scene. The YGs would mock Yellow after his death and would begin to reference his name in songs too. 3 people were arrested for the crime, 2 being the shooters and 1 for providing the weapon and driving them, with the younger YGs member implicated in the killing of Yellow actually being caught and confronted on camera outside of court by B Love himself.
B Love, you talking about come across the street? I came to court with it. I flop you, throw that up one more time. You talking about? What you talking about? Come across the street. Come across the street. What you talking about? Suck my G's up.
This video was taken by the YGs as a big provocation against the group, and from there the violence would only get worse. But during this time, K-Flock and D-Thang would also go back and forth personally. At the start of 2021, fans would see D-Thang and K-Flock hopping on live together, arguing about who has the best lean and smoke.
You never had this.
That's that mud. That's that mud. That's that mud.
Stupid, yeah.
I'm muddy.
Things would get seriously dark in 2021 when a feud between DOA and an infamous YGs member called K-Flock is a snitch for airing out their street beef on live.
What'd you do, Rah?
What am I? I might go say for me, just coming in my
face. I don't believe you nothing you say, because you said, what are you dad? You clapped me my stomach.
And you over there capping in your raps.
You jacking, you shot me my stomach.
What am I doing?
Oh. Word of my mother, I had my cousin on this. D thing even told me. D, that's who told me. My cousin said you shot me my stomach before.
Get me on IG with 1,500 views. Say I shot him. Are you high?
You talking about high? It's nothing on my stomach.
You want me to say I shot you with 1,600 views, right?
What?
Right?
You never did nothing to me. You never.
I ain't gonna lie, this man going to jail. Do you not hear what he said?
Then on June the 20th, K-Flock's big track What Y'all Wanna Do, aka Power, releases, with a name and sample borrowed from the famous Kanye song of the same name. In the track, K disses Rah, aka Rah Gz, saying that they saw each other and Rah didn't shoot him, and he would also reference Wu Lottie tripping up before he was killed, with K-Flock saying openly that he's a demon and that he spins through the Bronx trying to kill people. 3 days later, on June the 23rd, Rah Gz would drop a song with Nesty Flocks, responding to this, and the track is full.
Yo, one thing that I'll be wanting to know, honestly, Trap, you be getting all this information. Can you let me know why the beef start? When did the beef start? What the beef is for? That's what I really want to know. Get the scoop on that. Get some evidence on that. Let me know when did it start and who started it and what is it for? Because I'm pretty sure it ain't for nothing. It's just because of, it just started just because. Now it's because people was dying, obviously. But I just want to know, what did it start from?
Full of disses aimed at K-Flock. On June the 28th, Rah Gz would tease a snippet to another song dissing K-Flock on his Instagram, and then a few days later, after D-Thang's latest track, K-Flock would go on IG Live, spinning through the 800 block, which is YG's territory.
They're gonna come through here. They're right there. They don't want to come out. They know what I do. Bro, they be trying to spin.
Look how comfortable I am on this block.
All in there. Basketball players. They so it's about to get lit. Grab their basketball and start leaving.
Immediately after that clip began to circulate, Rah Gz himself would then go live, saying that he's waiting outside for K-Flock to pull up.
Somebody tag K-Flock. Somebody tag K-Flock. It's not playing. Come right back. Outside right now as we speak. You coming through hard and on live, blocking your lives. See your like, what's up? Pop out. Outside here. Yo, K-Flock, pop out. Pop out right now. Right now as we speak. You wanna make shows? You gonna make shows too? Pop out. Water my mother. Pop out right now. Pop out right now. Nigga, where you at? Come up here. Where you at? Like, where you at? You wanna do weird? I wish I'd sue you. You wanna go live on my block and I let nigga on my block? Like, nigga, I worry about you.
Sadly, from here the consequences of this war would get deadly, but not for K-Flock. On the 7th of July 2021 at 11:35 PM, a 19-year-old rapper associated with the YGs, who went by the name Ty Swish, real name Tyquil Doherty, was in the lobby of his apartment on Prospect Avenue near East 182nd Street in Belmont. Here he was confronted by an unknown assailant who shot him in the eye as he attempted to flee, but his injuries were too much and he would collapse on the street, apparently being found dead outside of his...
Damn, shot in the eye? God damn. That's sad, y'all. That's sad. Shot in the eye, though.
2021, at 11:35 p.m, a 19-year-old rapper associated with the YGs, who went by the name Ty Swish, real name Tyquil Doherty, was in the lobby of his apartment on Prospect Avenue near East 182nd Street in Belmont. Here he was confronted by an unknown assailant who shot him in the eye as he attempted to flee, but his injuries were too much and he would collapse on the street, apparently being found dead outside of his own home by his mother.
19-year-old Tyquil Doherty was killed in this shooting. He was shot in the head and lived in this apartment building. He seemed to be walking in the doorway when he was shot in the head and killed.
Now, it's unclear exactly what Ty Swish's affiliations were or who killed him. However, a retaliatory attack would take place just 4 days later, with the target being a 13-year-old Jarian Elliott, aka J-Rip or J-Rip-K, an affiliate of the Crips from Sev's side, who according to...
Yo, y'all bugging. 13 though, literally. That's what y'all go get y'all get back on, a 13-year-old. Y'all is bugging, man. Y'all, like, a lot of y'all deserve to be exactly where y'all at, man. Because y'all is out here just going crazy. Literally just going crazy. Y'all nuts. A 13-year-old baby. Y'all, that's what y'all gonna go get y'all get back on.
The police was actually at the scene of Ty Swish's murder and who had recently been seen on Live with gang members. At around 3:15 p.m. on July the 11th, 2021, a black sedan pulled up to 743 East 187th Street near Prospect Avenue, where people would open fire on two boys on the street, with CCTV surveillance showing a man firing across the street in broad daylight. One of the boys was struck once in the chest and once in the ankle, attempting to run while the shooter fled. Jarian, aka J-Rip, attempted to find safety in the nearby Angels Cafe as panicked customers tried to save his life, with the entire ordeal being caught on video, but it's far too shocking to show you on YouTube.
Surveillance shows Jarian Elliott in red pants. Shots zing through the air. Within seconds, he scrambles inside a restaurant. A crowd surrounds him. Police say he got shot in the ankle and chest.
He would sadly lose his life en route to the hospital, being pronounced dead on arrival, killed only weeks before his 14th birthday.
Police marked multiple shell casings.
Yo, that is sad, yo. Like, this is not even cool. Like, who said this was cool? Who said this was something that to be praising somebody over? Y'all taking out the future before it even starts. I'm so tired about worrying about my own kind taking me out. It's just ridiculous, y'all. It's getting sad. I'm tired. It's sad. At least I know the white people don't like us. Some of them. But come on, man. Like, y'all bugging, bro. Like, y'all really bugging, man. It's crazy.
Inside and outside Angels Cafe as they gathered evidence throughout the evening. Surveillance video from across the street captured some of that chaos as an ambulance brought the young victim to the hospital where he would be pronounced dead. The victim lived only a block away and was identified as 13-year-old Jarian Elliott. Outside his building tonight, candles glow in the shape of his initials, J.E.
Following his death, the news circulated an image supposedly depicting him holding a handgun and repeating reports that he claimed to be a rolling Crip, and reporting that he'd been arrested 8 times by the young age of 13, and that he was indeed the intended target of the attack. J-Rip was
he was in the streets, but like 8 arrests at the age of 13? Like, where is his parents at? Like, yo, ain't no in the world I'm not moving my son 13. I'm getting him up out of there. We moving. It's about to be a whole new environment. You about to be in a whole new environment. We up out of here. You're not taking mine under. So I put a lot of this blame on the parents as well. Because, dude, like, he got arrested 8 times and you still ain't step in?
close friend of K-Flock apparently, with K later posting throwback clips of them play fighting.
Yo, you supposed to be my man.
Nah, why you talk like that on Facebook, bro?
Alright, bro, what I put on your,
bro,
what I put on your timeline.
What?
And what I put on your timeline and say, yo, Happy New Year, big bro.
Ops like D-Thang would later say they're smoking J-Rip, but even worse was Rah Gz, who went to the death site kicking over J-Rip's mural.
I wait, suck my
A 16-year-old who was unnamed was later taken into custody for the shooting.
16-year-old boy has been arrested and charged with the murder of a Bronx teen. Investigators say the gunman shot and killed 13-year-old Jarian Elliott last month on East 187th Street in the Belmont section. Police say the shooting was gang-related and that Elliott was the intended target.
With the rumored shooter being a 16-year-old YG's member named Rah Gz, accompanied by Rah Gz. But the cops wouldn't pick up Dolo for the crime until the following month. Unfortunately for Rah Gz, the police wouldn't be able to catch up with him before his enemies could. It's said that Rah was at the scene of J-Rip's murder, and therefore was a target for retaliation. If the police knew this, the ops certainly did too. So apparently less than 10 hours after the murder of J-Rip, on July the 11th, 2021, a 16-year-old Rah, aka Rah Gz, real name Ramon Gil Medrano, was on the way to a music studio. At around 11:35 p.m, he sat in the back of a cab at East 178th Street at Valentine Avenue in Mount Hope when he's ambushed by two young men riding scooters who open fire into the car, striking him in the head and chest and leaving him for dead instantly. Making things even more shocking, the cab driver's CCTV passenger camera was rolling at the time of the attack, capturing Rah Gz's point-blank assassination in full HD with audio. But obviously I can't show you that on YouTube.
Yo, what goes around comes around. Live by the sword, you die by the sword. And this karma is coming around quick nowadays. Karma is not waiting 2 and 3 weeks. Karma is coming around quick. She not playing with nobody in 2024. You do something to somebody in 2024, you better be prepared for something to happen to you, because the universe ain't playing right now. The universe is giving out what the universe is giving out. And if you dishing it out, the universe is going to give it right back to you. Like literally. If you guys ain't believing into the universe and what you put out in this universe is what you get back, trust me, and I'm telling you. Man, listen, man. These young boys ain't even see their 20s yet. I ain't hear nobody over the age of 21 or 20 yet. They either 12 or 13, 14, 15, or 16 or 17. I haven't even heard nobody over 18 yet.
Overnight, a boy murdered in the back of a taxi in the Bronx. Police say 2 suspects riding on a scooter opened fire on the cab, killing the 16-year-old in front of the driver, who was not hurt.
Rah Gz would lose his life at the hands of other teenagers involved in the same gang war. With this apparently coming the same day, he took the life of a teenager 3 years younger than him. In less than a week, 3 youngsters caught in the cycle of violence.
The same day? I thought they at least waited a week. They said the same day.
With thousands of star systems.
Lost their lives as part.
Yo, not the same day, man. I thought they waited at least a week. You mean to tell me they went and spent the block the same day and caught you, man? That's crazy.
This gang war. At ages so young, I struggle to even believe any of them really had an idea or appreciation of the dangerous lifestyle they'd been born into. But despite the bad things that all of the—
Bro, that's what I'm trying— Yo, Trap. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I can't even believe it. They're young. They're babies. Like, I can't believe it. Like, you hit that on the nose.
Youngsters involved in this story had allegedly done, I've got the utmost sympathy for them. They never had a choice or the proper guidance to avoid this terrible outcome at such a young age. D-Thang would mourn following the news of his YG's brother losing his life, and other members from the crew mourned the loss as well. Meanwhile, their ops like K-Flock would brag that they are smoking Rah. Others would tag K-Flock's music, referencing the incident, and some suggested that Rah Gz had said that he was smoking J-Rip after his death, and that now he will get to meet him. It was only a week after the murder of Rah Gz when K-Flock released his breakout song Is You Ready, catapulting him to the top of the drill scene. But K-Flock had gained infamy amid a backdrop of serious death and destruction, and D-Thang wasn't far behind, clapping back with disrespectful songs of his own. On September the 28th, 2021, D-Thang drops the song Talk Facts, a track which uses a sample of Somebody I Used to Know by Gautier, combined with a booming drill beat. This beat is incredible, and if you know the sample, it's immediately recognizable. But just as the ATK rappers from Jacksonville had used a catchy sample of Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles to get everyone singing along to lyrics about their dead ops, D-Thang did the same thing and used this sample to deliver an onslaught of offensive and disturbing lyrics aimed at his rivals. This song cemented D-Thang's place as a leading voice in the Bronx drill scene too, but it was also an indication of heightening tensions in the streets. And only a day after this song released, another young man associated with the Bronx drill scene on K-Flock's side would lose their life again in the most tragic circumstances. On the 29th of September 2021, a Rolling 80s Crip affiliate, 16-year-old Nas Roller, real name Naziah Sanchez, who had allegedly mocked the deceased YG's member Rah Gz in a Facebook post, was standing on a busy street with another man on East 187th Street near Prospect Avenue, just across the street from where J-Rip had been killed. At 12:50 p.m, 2 men jumped out of a Honda Accord, shooting him in the head and chest. Nas would lay in the street surrounded by shocked members of the public and emergency medical staff who desperately tried to save his life, but they were unfortunately unsuccessful, and Nas would later pass away in St. Barnabas Hospital, with this very not safe for life crime scene being recorded and uploaded to Reddit, once again way too raw to show you on YouTube. This was a truly disturbing scene, and much like the stories that I've covered in Chicago, where brazen assassinations kill ops in broad daylight, leaving members of the public traumatized in the process, drives home just how little care is really given to human life in these deadly gang wars. After this, K-Flock would pay tribute to his fallen friend, while others would repost Nas's earlier post saying Rah Gz can't answer the phone, asking Nas to do the same now. D-Thang and the YGs would go on Instagram and mock Nas following the news.
Smoking Nas! My brother Nas.
As well as that live, D-Thang would make a post suggesting that Nas was sacrificed, while others made posts tributing Rah Gz. Things were truly out of control at this point, and having lost so many friends to the streets, K-Flock was on go, ready to shoot at a moment's notice. And repping a gang that's EBK meant that K-Flock would need to be ready to defend against a multitude of gangs in the streets, and unfortunately, soon he would be confronted in the streets and make a life-changing decision that would bring his career to a grinding halt. On December the 16th, 2021, K-Flock is walking with a woman through Sugar Hill, which is the OY territory, another gang that K-Flock's EBK crew has beef with. And this is only a block away from where E.Baby shot the Ready for War video. In fact, just before this incident took place, K-Flock was allegedly on FaceTime with an enemy, posting on social media that he has a gun in his coat, the exact spot where that music video was filmed. According to 1090 Jake, this video was filmed only a few minutes away from where the actual incident took place, because seemingly moments after that video was made, K-Flock is spotted walking by 24-year-old Oscar Hernandez, also known as OY Walker, who comes out of a barbershop and confronts K-Flock, asking him what is he looking at. The security footage that's currently available doesn't show exactly what happens next, as K-Flock is off screen, but a moment later,
my thing is, I know this case, and I don't see how they don't think that's not self-defense. He walked past that barbershop. Dude came out behind him, messing with him. But the only thing that they can get him on is basically manslaughter and leaving the scene and stuff like that, or probably doing like. I don't think they can really get him for murder, bro, because like I walked past the barbershop. This dude came out attacking me, bothering me. They don't know what he did behind that camera. That's the only thing that I don't understand, why he's been locked up for so long and how he can't get out. But the music and the gang wars and everything that's going on, they're not stupid. They know what's up. But it's still self-defense though, because he didn't, you know what I'm saying, cause that.
The victim appears to be shot, flying back and landing on the ground with incredible force in another clip that I can't show you on YouTube. OY Walker would be shot in the neck and back, later passing away at Mount Sinai Hospital. Following the killing, people began to pay respects to OY Walker, unaware that the most famous rapper in the community might have actually been responsible. E-Dot would go on to post mourning Walker and updating his IG to pay respects, saying everything for Wasker. Police would immediately begin investigating the killing. Unfortunately for the shooter, their expensive designer fit was caught on camera, and a day after the incident, the police would release an image of the suspect and the outfit.
Surveillance video of a suspect wanted in a deadly shooting in Harlem. The incident took place yesterday morning on 151st Street and Amsterdam Avenue. According to police, Oscar Hernandez was inside a barbershop when the gunman opened the door and asked him, quote, "What are you looking at?" And the victim went outside to confront him. He was fatally struck in the neck and the back. He was later pronounced dead.
It was only a matter of time before they pieced things together, and soon a wanted poster was issued for K-Flock himself, with him facing second-degree murder charges. K had been seen on social media saying that he wants to get any outstanding recording done before he takes some time away, and on December the 23rd, K-Flock surrendered to officers at the 30th Precinct, only 2 minutes away from where the shooting occurred, and the NYPD would ultimately confirm that their well-dressed murder suspect was finally in custody. K-Flock was charged with murder and criminal possession of a weapon. And these charges would rock the drill community, with fans and fellow artists expressing shock and disbelief. As of right now, K-Flock is still awaiting trial for this murder charge, and his sudden downfall from the top of the budding Bronx drill scene represented a huge loss of potential. While I was in New York, I actually went to the location where K-Flock caught this murder charge to try and get an idea of exactly how it must have felt to have been on that block when this confrontation went down.
A bit lower down so you can kind of get me in the frame, like kind of crouch. It was right here at the mini market where the most buzzing rapper in the Bronx, K-Flock, made a split-second decision that could well change his life.
Like, how does it feel to be in the actual spots of like places you've documented and stuff?
You know what, it's harrowing, man, because it's like you don't even realize the repercussions of these situations and how deep they go, bro. I wouldn't have expected we'd have come to the store where this situation happened and the store shut down, and it looks like it's probably shut down because this Like, the repercussions are much deeper than a man losing their life or anything like that, bro.
Someone's lost their business.
Someone's lost their business over this situation, and it's deeper than you could even imagine, you know.
And the worst part is this looks like a kind of nice area. Well, I don't know about nice, but it looks like a decent area. So
yeah,
it's mad that these things happen around here, innit?
That's what's crazy. Is like we were kind of like, I was thinking, is it shook? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I might not wear my watch, but I feel quite safe around here, to be honest with you. I mean,
calm still.
It was right here outside of this mini market when the Bronx's most buzzing rapper K Flock made a split-second decision that could well change his entire life. He's still facing murder charges for the situation that happened right here, and for now, while he's incarcerated, other rappers are fighting for the throne of the most buzzing rapper in the Bronx. K Flock was acting absolutely wild in the streets, but unfortunately for him and other NYC drill rappers like him, unlike cities such as Chicago, where rappers like King Von, Lil Jeff, and Q50 can boast about killing numerous people in their songs and still be seemingly untouchable by the law, this is not the New York of the 80s and 90s when crime was completely out of control in the city.
New York City is not playing. New York State is not playing. They gonna come and snatch you up. They watching every video. They gonna come get you. So y'all better stop it. Cause honestly, the fans don't care, man. They hoping they can get in your position, and if you can fall for them trying to trick you out your spot, they gonna do that as well.
Now, that's not to say that
just like they did Lil Durk, man. Lil Durk stupid, man. He let the fans trick him out of the spot, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's guilty. I'm not saying, like, I don't want to snitch, but come on, man. I'm not saying I'm snitching, but come on, man. Durk been dropping bags on people's head his whole career, man. We know this. Let's just talk about it. We want to keep it 100, man. Durk been dropping bags on people's head his whole career.
The NYPD doesn't have its own problems when it comes to policing, but for comparison, the worst clearance rate for homicides in New York's boroughs in 2023 was in Brooklyn, that number being 76%, whereas in the Bronx, it was 81%, meaning that 4 out of 5 homicides in the Bronx actually get cleared. Meanwhile, in the entire city of Chicago, this also including the richest and safest neighborhoods, the clearance rate for murders in 2023 was only 52%, whereas in the poorest neighborhoods in the south side of Chicago, such as Chatham, Woodlawn, and Washington Park, where guys like Von, Jeff, and Q50 made their names, only about 20%, or 1 out of 5 homicides, were actually cleared through prosecution between 2019 and 2021. Although to be fair to Chicago, these numbers might have slightly improved since the peak of the COVID lockdowns, which caused a nationwide crime epidemic that brought the clearance rates down pretty much everywhere. But in any case, given the fact that the modern New York law enforcement are in fact rather efficient at solving crimes, at least compared to some other major US cities, it's no surprise that after the Bronx drill artists began gaining visibility for themselves and their gangs in social media, it would only be a matter of time before the law would intervene. And intervene they would, handing out indictments to some of the biggest and most well-known gangs in the Bronx. One of the first major indictments would come on April the 7th, 2022. This indictment was against 20 members of the so-called Drilly Gang, also known as G-Side, who hail from the northwest of the Bronx, more specifically from around the Williamsbridge Oval Park, where they can often be seen hanging out in their music videos. These indicted members, which included guys like the popular rappers Spaz Drilly and Lee Drilly, were being accused of crimes including murders, shootings, and stabbings. The Bronx District Attorney would claim that the gang, which is allegedly a subset of the Sex Money Murder Gang, which on the other hand is part of the United Blood Nation Alliance that includes several East Coast-based blood-affiliated sets such as the Nine Trey Gangsters and G-Shine. They'd allegedly committed 32 acts of violence between 2018 and 2022. This investigation, which would be dubbed Operation Drilly, would uncover some of the most notorious crimes done by the Drilly Gang. The first crime in the indictment was the stabbing of an 18-year-old CUNY prep student who was stabbed in front of his school. It appears the incident stemmed from a dispute when a group of men approached the unnamed student demanding his jacket. The second crime detailed in the indictment is the shooting and stabbing murder of 24-year-old James Rivera, whose life was tragically cut short on July the 20th, 2020. According to gunmemorial.org, James, who also went by Jamie, had a calm personality and was a father of 3 kids, who are sadly going to be forever affected by this senseless violence. According to the indictment, the Drillies were not only putting in work in the streets, as it's also alleged that the members were still also putting in work behind the wall in jails and prisons, with one claim that 3 Drilly members had assaulted a rival gang member whilst incarcerated at the notorious Rikers Island prison. Then, on March the 17th, 2021, 4 Drilly members reportedly went to an apartment complex on Hull Avenue, located in the Drillies' hood, where a gun was shot at 20-year-old Delilah Vasquez, at close range, ultimately killing her.
A family is devastated after the loss of their 20-year-old daughter. Delilah Vasquez was found shot in the head in a Norwood apartment earlier this month. News 12's Jericho Tran speaks with Vasquez's mother, who says her death could have been avoided.
On Wednesday, March 17th at 9:30 in the evening, Cynthia Duffy received an anonymous call saying her daughter had been shot.
Literally, these people tricked me for over an hour to look for my daughter downstairs, and she was upstairs the whole time.
Frantically searching for her daughter, Duffy called the police, but no reports were made at that time.
Then that same number calls me back while we're with the police 40 minutes later, and they're like, Delilah's in apartment 3A. And she's dying, and hangs up. So now the cops believed me. Now they thought I was telling the truth.
Vasquez was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead.
We could have saved her.
Like, why the people didn't tell her where her daughter is at? Why are you calling my phone?
She was strong. She got shot at 9:30. She died at 11:59. Homo. 11:59. She's strong. She could have survived.
Friends and family gathered at the Woodlawn Cemetery on Saturday to remember Delilah, who left behind 2 younger siblings.
Feeling really sad, and I really miss her, and I just can't believe that what happened to her.
The devastating loss now accompanied by harassment from the people Duffy believes were involved in her daughter's death.
It's dangerous for me and my family. I'm not in that apartment no more. I packed everything because I'm scared for my life. Because people involved in this are contacting me.
Now, police believe the shooting was gang-related, and 2 arrests have been made in connection to Vasquez's death. 20-year-old Precious Williams and a 16-year-old boy, both facing drugs and weapons charges. Now, friends and family are urging anyone with information in connection to her death to come forward and call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-577-TIPS.
Despite the arrest and the indictment, it's still seemingly not clear why Delilah was shot, and some Redditors in the New York State of Mind subreddit seem to believe she was killed by accident after a gun went off and shot her in the head, saying that Delilah herself was allegedly affiliated with the Drilly gang. Either way, her death would sadly live forever in the lyrics of disrespectful drill songs. Only 2 months after her death, OG's rappers Shah EK and Blockwork would release their song D&D, which stands for Dummy and Delilah, 2 Drilly members who lost their lives far before their time. In the chorus of the song, Blockwork would rap "Might blow like TNT," that's a D&D, but it's Shah EK who would offer the most disrespectful line, starting off his verse by letting it known that he has a lot of ops he can smoke, but he would rather smoke on Delilah. Even Lil TJ would hop on this trend, dropping a snippet where he says that he smokes Delilah whilst taking other drugs in an attempt to boost his high. This is because Lil TJ is actually affiliated with a gang called Slattery Boys, named after Slattery Park, located on 183rd and Valentine, who actually beef with the Drilly gang. Although these disses towards the Drillies are coming from their ops, the indictment would point out the fact that Drilly members would also boast about their crimes in music. It was obvious that the DA was fed up with all of the senseless violence going on in the borough, and particularly the shameless boasting about that violence, which was making local law enforcement look pretty bad. And only a month after the Drilly indictment, another gang would be handed a high-profile indictment too. This time, none other than the River Park Towers gang, aka RPT, with 23 of the gang's alleged members, including the rapper D-Thang himself, actually getting hit with charges of conspiracy to commit murder, attempted murder, and even more, claiming that amongst other crimes, members of the gangs had sent 11 shots into a building, barely missing the head of their intended target. One of the weirder crimes that the gang was charged with was actually animal cruelty. During a live stream that one of the members was filming, a pigeon would fly nearby, which they would compare to a crip, and that's when one defendant would say that if they get 100 views, they would kill the bird. And once they reached that goal, the members would then indeed beat that bird to death with a cane, whilst capturing the absurdity of it all for the world to see. The Bronx County DA, Denise Clark, would also comment how the gang committed 6 shootings, showing complete disregard for anybody's life, adding that she's calling on rappers from the Bronx to stop using music to encourage shootings and to instead use it to better the community. But in early 2023, the law enforcement would keep going hard after the Bronx drill rappers, only this time it would be the feds, who would first in January charge 2 members of a gang called Third Side, located on 183rd next to the Bronx Zoo, with a racketeering conspiracy, aka a RICO case. One of these alleged members would be a rapper called Zay Munna, whose old videos included cameos from K-Flock, showing just how close these 2 sets were, at least at the time. Indeed, the next month in February, K-Flock's situation would also go from bad to worse, when he and 6 other co-conspirators would be hit with federal racketeering charges for their alleged participation in Sevside, aka DOA, which the feds consider a criminal organization closely affiliated with the Third Side. Besides the alleged murder of Oscar Hernandez, aka Walker, K and his accomplices would also be...
It's over for K-Flock, man. I thought he was just fighting that murder charge, or, you know, that attempted murder or whatever it is. He fighting the feds now. He got, like, They probably couldn't stick that on him. That's why they was trying to that's why they hit him with that RICO charge. Like, it's over for that man. His young little career is done. You know what I'm saying?
Accused of numerous other crimes.
Him and your boy Lil Durk gonna be cool up in that bitch together, because Dirt ain't getting no neither.
Such as shooting up rival gang members in November 2021 near the River Park Towers, where D-Thang's YG's faction RPT operate. While some could argue that K has a decent case to be made that he shot Waka in self-defense, fighting RICO charges against the feds will likely turn out to be a challenge that K won't be able to overcome. Unfortunately, while the Bronx DA and the feds were taking a hardline stance against the gangs, and particularly drill rappers in the Bronx who were attempting to gain fame and money from boasting about their crimes and disrespecting their ops in their music, and the violence wouldn't stop, and the disrespect in the music would only become worse. After the tragic death of one aspiring drill rapper, we would see for the first time that disrespecting the dead could become a national and even global dance phenomenon.
Man, it's just too much to take in, man. Like, y'all too young. Y'all got a lot to live for. Y'all talented, and y'all rather throw it away to go knock somebody off just to say you did it. It's sad, man. It's sad. It's over for K Flock. He cooked. D-Thing got a second chance, man. Hopefully he doing the right thing. He watching and seeing what's going on with Lil Durk, and you see what's going on with his cousin K Flock. Hopefully he, you know, go the straight path and get his bread so he can take care of his family and live his life, man. And a lot of you other rappers that's out here doing the same thing, that thinking drilling is cool, man. Hopefully you guys learn from these other guys' mistake, man, and do the right thing, man. Take care of your family, take care of your kids, man. It's cool to be quiet sometimes. You ain't always got to be loud. You dig what I'm saying? And yeah, man, that's it, man. Y'all know my motto. I'm not about to hold y'all up, man. Thanks once again, man, for the 2,500 subs, man. If you're new to my channel, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell for yourself so you can get notified when I drop more bangers like this, man. Get in the comments, talk to me. You know I respond back, man. Smash that like button, man. Until the next video, I'm up out of here. Gang.